Hola clase. This video is just for my Spanish 2 students that I wanted to review 4 main verbs that are irregular that we studied last year. As we begin the year, I just want these to be um, very common knowledge. I want you to know them well. So if you're struggling with these, now's the time to sit down and memorize them. Okay, you've got a video here. You can take notes and just get them in your head by rote memorization so that it becomes normal because these verbs are going to show up quite a bit throughout the year and you'll be using them frequently. All right? So 4 verbs that we use very often that don't just follow the normal pattern. I don't know why the light is hitting this bad. Let's see if I can. There we go. So the verb tener, tengo, tienes, tiene, tenemos, tienen. Remember, it's a stem changing verb. So in the forms tienes, tiene, tienen, it has an IE. But tengo is an irregular yo form, and tenemos is the nosotros. So nosotros never takes a stem change. So it means to have, and just memorize this one, to have. If we add que to it, as written here, tener que means to have to. So tengo que trabajar means I have to work. So tengo, tienes, tiene, tenemos, tienen. I didn't put the vosotros on this one because we've studied it plenty and I thought it was visually confusing as we're just trying to do 4 quick verbs together. So if you want to go study vosotros, go back to last year's notes or check with your book and it'll be in there. The next verb I want you to know real well is ir, which means to go. All right? Voy, vas, va, vamos, van. Voy, vas, va, vamos, van. Last year, you probably, if you're going to say it over and over to yourself, we added the extra line that I normally do. Voy, vas, va, va. Vamos, vais, van, van. So feel free to say it in that order too if that kind of brings back that memory of your conjugations. It also can be used, let me point to the right spot. It can also be used for your simple future. If you're going to say, I'm going to study tonight. Voy a estudiar esta noche. So just add an a after the verb ir. You're going to conjugate the verb ir. Voy, vas, va, va, vamos, vais, van, van. Then you use a form of, you just use a. And then the infinitive of your verb. Do not conjugate the verb because remember, one verb, first verb conjugated, second verb infinitive. So if you only have one verb, you conjugate it. But if you have 2, it's first verb conjugated, second verb infinitive. So in this case, we had our first verb ir conjugated. Voy a estudiar. I'm going to study. All right? The next verb that I want you to remember very well is the verb ser. Ser means to be. That's I am, you are, he is, they are, we are. Soy, eres, es, somos, sois, son, son. Soy, eres, es, somos, sois, son, son. These are, we're not going to go into detail here because I have another video that tells the difference between ser and estar. But basically, these are your characteristics of objects. It is pretty, it's boring, tall, anything when you want to describe a more permanent characteristic of something. Or if you're talking about time, it's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Origin, profession, those are our ser, to be. But then there's this other verb to be that we learned, estar, and that was when describing how you're feeling. So we use condition, that's how you're feeling right then, emotion, or location. To remember it is on the left, well, that's location, so we're going to use estar, not ser, okay? The forms of estar, estoy, estás, está, estamos, estáis, están. Okay? Estoy, estás, está, estamos, estáis, están, están. Remember there's accents on these forms here as well as the plural for estar. So again, this is not a major explanation on each of these verbs. It's assumed you already know all these. It's assumed you know the vosotros that you use. This is usted and él and ella. That's understood in this. But this is just a reminder video for you to just have a place to go look and go, okay, I need to write these notes down so that you can remember them and begin using them again this year. All right? Hasta luego. Nos vemos.